Hi, welcome to Sabbath School Daily, where we have been studying from this lesson right here, Psalms. This week we're studying from lesson number 2, which has the title, Teach Us to Pray, and today is Thursday's lesson, which has the title, Oh, Restore Us Again. Today's lesson is a study of Psalm chapter 60, verse 1 through 5, and then there are two questions that are asked that are very interesting, and the answers provided by the lesson reveal a lot about how we can apply Psalms of lament in our own life. First, I want to read to you these 5 verses. Look at what it says. Psalm 60, verse 1 through 5, that says, O God, you have cast us off. You have broken us down. You have been displeased. Oh, restore us again. You have made the earth tremble. You have broken it. Heal its branches, for it is shaking. You have shown your people hard things. You have made us drink the wine of confusion. You have given a banner to those who fear you, that it may be displayed because of the truth, that your beloved may be delivered. Save with your right hand and hear me. So this is an example of what is called a psalm of lament. It's the psalmist lamenting over a situation or a circumstance that the children of Israel are living at that moment. But there are two questions that are asked at the very top of today's lesson that are quite interesting, and I think that we should answer. The first question is, for what occasions do you think this psalm would be a suitable prayer? And the second one is, how can we benefit from the psalms of lament even in joyous seasons of life? Now that's a head scratcher, because why would we ever pray a psalm of lament when things are going well, when things are good in life? Why would we go about lamenting in the good moments? After all, lamenting is for the bad moments. That's why we're lamenting, right? So what would we be lamenting about when we are going through the good times of life? I like that question. In the book of Ecclesiastes, which was written by one of the psalmists, we learn that the house of mourning is better than the house of joy, the house of celebration. And I think that that goes hand in hand with what we're talking about here. Why would the text say, why would the Bible say that it's better to be in the house of sadness, the house of mourning, rather than the house of joy, the house of celebration? Why would it be better? Well, I think that there are a few good answers to that. The lesson provides a few. Let's go through those first, and then we'll talk about it. The first one appears here in the third paragraph that says, first, they can make us more aware, and this is talking about the Psalms of Lament, they can make us more aware that suffering is part of the general human experience and that it happens to both the righteous and the wicked. The Psalms assure us that God is in control and provides strength and solutions in times of trouble. Even in this psalm, even amid the trouble, and then it says, for example, you have made the earth tremble. That is not a good thing. The earth trembling, shaking, that's an earthquake, right? That's a moment to be lamenting. And so the psalmist displays his ultimate hope in God's deliverance. So even in the middle of a crisis, the psalmist, he displays his ultimate hope in God's deliverance. So the first thing here is to understand that suffering, that trials, that lamentation, these are part of the human experience. And perhaps while you're not going through it right now, other people are. And it's part of something that might happen to you again in one moment of your life. As I said yesterday, life is an ebb and flow of occurrences and emotions, of things that are happening, and sometimes you are high up in the highest places, happy and joyful, and sometimes you are laid low, terrified, and in despair. And throughout all of those ups and downs, there is one constant, and that constant is God. The second answer that's given to those questions that appears here in the lesson is, second, the lament psalms teach us compassion toward the sufferers. When expressing our happiness and gratitude to God, especially in public, we must be mindful of the less fortunate. Sure, we might have things good right now, but who doesn't know of people all around us who are suffering terribly? Praying such psalms can help us not forget those who are going through tough times. The psalm should evoke in us compassion and a desire to minister to the suffering as Jesus did. These two answers provided by the lesson, they go right along with why we should always keep in mind these psalms of lament and the fact that, well, while things might be good right now, they're not going to be good forever. That's the first answer that appears here, right? That suffering and that moments of lament, they are part of the human existence. They're part of the human experience, at least on this side of eternity. The second answer is that while we might not be going through very bad things right now, through horrible moments of terror or of despair, there are people that are going through those moments. Very likely there are people that are in your life, that are in your sphere of influence, that are going through those horrible moments. And so what a psalm of lamentation teaches us is that we should be more compassionate towards those people. We shouldn't turn a blind eye and just focus on our own good existence, because very soon that bubble might pop and you might be going through what they're going through, and I'm sure that you're going to want someone to be there to at least provide companionship, someone to cry with you, to pray with you, someone to be used by the Spirit of God to bring goodness to you. And the truth here is that we can provide that to other people as well. The lesson today concludes with a text that comes from Welfare Ministry. It's page 24 and 25, and it says this: "This world is a vast lazar house, but Christ came to heal the sick, to proclaim deliverance to the captives of Satan. He was in himself health and strength. He imparted his life to the sick, the afflicted, those possessed of demons. He turned away none who came to receive his healing power. He knew that those who petitioned him for help had brought disease upon themselves, yet he did not refuse to heal them. And when virtue from Christ entered into these poor souls, they were convicted of sin, and many were healed of their spiritual disease, as well as their physical maladies. The gospel still possesses the same power, and why should we not today witness the same results?" Friends, we are called to be the hands and the feet of Jesus in this world now, in today's world, to do what he did, to comfort, to bring companionship, to bring perhaps even spiritual healing, because God uses us as instruments to minister to other people. And so allow yourself, while maybe you're not going through bad moments, allow yourself to be that healing hand to someone who is going through the lamentations of life. And hopefully, prayerfully, the Lord will provide people for you when you go through those horrible moments as well. I pray that that is your reality from today onward, if it hadn't been yet. Please study your lesson. Look at the questions. This is an example of what I mean when I say look at the questions. What are the questions that are being brought by the lesson every day that can give you enough food for thought for the full day? And that way, you are in contact with heaven throughout the day. So study your lesson, look up the verses, look up the questions, think about them throughout the day as you answer them, and that will be the Holy Spirit talking to you through what you're thinking about a biblical text or a question that you read, and I'm sure that that will be a blessing to you and to those around you. Remember to comment down below. I love hearing from you, and also remember to like, to share, and to subscribe to our videos. We release one every day, and I hope to see you in here tomorrow for another Sabbath School Daily.